All right, welcome to the Creative Tribe podcast. This is a podcast about all of the things that fuel a creative lifestyle. I'm Brian.
And I'm Rita.
And together we are Label Me Other. Label Me Other is our company. It's a production company to be specific. And one of our goals is to create creative problem solvers. So if this sounds like your cup of tea or cup of coffee, then head over to our TikTok, search for Label Me Other, and join our creative tribe. We post there daily. And if you like the podcast, wherever you're listening, make sure you give us a like and a follow. If you have any questions in the realm of content creation or starting a creative lifestyle, email us at labelmeother@gmail.com. And our goal with this podcast is to release an episode every Tuesday. So
That's
welcome,
right.
welcome.
Welcome.
All right. So this first section of our podcast is we're going to call it the vent session. And this is where we get anything off of our chest that has us in a negative mood. Because we believe that one of the keys to a creative lifestyle is having a space and a place to shake off any negative energy you may have stored within you. And so
Absolutely.
our vent, my vent is this week I've been I'm struggling with people who mooch off of your creative sparks. And now this is totally different from people who, they see your creative spark and they help you build up on it and they add to it. But people who are just waiting for you to have that creative spark, and then they just jump in and just mooch off of it and morph it and change it and just take it. It just
Yeah,
gets on my nerves.
man. That's a really good one. And that's something that I've definitely experienced as a creative. And how do you go about like not necessarily preventing them from mooching on you, but dealing with that situation in the moment?
Yeah, I don't know. I struggle with it. I struggle with it. Like sometimes I guess it really has to come down to an understanding that some people have that muscle train like we do. We have that muscle train to, as soon as we hear a problem or we are challenged with something or we have a project, it's like the creative gears just they're automatically going, because our creative gears are well oiled. So they're constantly moving, constantly going. Some people, it's a little bit different, but I guess
Yeah.
I have to change my perspective and be more willing to understand that not everybody is like us,
Yeah.
not everybody has that ability.
Very true. Very true. I think my event session for this week is trying to cope with other people's um issues or problems
Mm.
in seeing my greatness or our greatness. Like people being upset at the mention of our names in rooms where we're not in, and them wanting to be identified, but then like pulling for sympathy from me
Hmm.
for the lack thereof in them. And I don't even know if that made sense, but
No. I get it. I get it. I mean, people, I don't know,
yeah,
especially in a workspace like that, people always people want to show that they're contributing. Um,
yeah, yeah,
and whenever it's on like a big stage, like your boss or your boss's boss, calls you out by name, highlighting your work,
yeah.
and they're not highlighted, they're not mentioned. I get it.
Right. But see, I feel like for me, that causes me to up my game. That causes me
Right.
to work harder, to be seen in a light, or to lean into my strengths. But that's not necessarily the case all the time. And so it becomes this battle of and not that I'm trying to be pompous or anything, but the battle of trying to continue to do your greatness while not intentionally trying to shit on somebody else.
Right, right, right,
You know,
right.
work in progress, both.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, yeah, it can get tricky. It can get tricky because it's like, you want to, it's like in that moment of validation and people appreciating your work, and then at the same time you have somebody, downing it, and then now you could possibly feel bad by saying, well, wow, am I doing too much? Am I taking up too much space? And I think
Yeah,
you shouldn't feel like that. You take up as much space as you need. Don't be a jerk about it and take up
sure.
everybody's space and try to monopolize everything. But if your talents naturally take up that amount of space, then
Then
so
let it.
be it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's true. Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on that next week for
Right,
next
right,
week.
right, right. But yeah, it's just good to get these things off your
Mm,
chest, to move out of a negative space and into a more positive space. So, and that
yeah.
brings us to our main topic of the podcast. So, our main topic today is dealing with approaching a project on the defensive instead of on the offensive. So that meaning that, whenever you're starting a project, not coming into it thinking about all of the possible like bad things, not all of the roadblocks and challenges, which those are good. Challenges and roadblocks are good because they make you better, but
Yeah.
not, basing your creativity and what you build off of those things. Instead, like I said, coming in on the offensive, coming in thinking, hey, what's new that I want to bring to this project? Like what new muscle, what new thing that I learned that I want to apply uh to whatever that I'm working on.
Yeah. And oh man, for me, I feel like I let so many outside obstacles sometimes get in my way and make me want to come in on the defensive.
Mm-hmm.
Um and it's a struggle to try to to switch your gears from the defensive to the offensive and to try to see the positive in maybe the project or the creative endeavor that you're trying to pursue. And I think um for me, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I'm struggling sometimes in doing
Mm-hmm.
that and finding ways to let go of things outside of the realm of the project. Um, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right. Focusing on the positive is the way to go. But
Yeah.
doing it sometimes harder than
I agree. I find that a lot of the times, like, because I used to be coming in on the defensive, thinking, okay, well, just making assumptions, like, okay, well, this may happen, or this person may say this, so then I need to be prepared for this. And I'm doing a lot of overthinking instead
yeah,
of, realizing that the creativity sparks, that creative muse comes whenever you're coming in not thinking about being defensive, but thinking about what's new that I want to bring to this, like what skill do I want to bring to this, and then letting your creativity blossom from that, you
But
know.
here's the deal though, Brian. What do you do when you're coming in on the offensive, you're ready to just hit it out the park, finding all the ways that you can blow it up or make it your own, and then you're constantly hitting roadblocks, or you aren't able to take your ideas to fruition. Like I feel like I more often than not bump my head on that, where I'm just like, okay, I have these ideas, I have these things I want to try. You bring them to the powers that be, you try to, get them implemented, and then it's like
Yeah.
roadblock, 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 and trying to have your creativity work around these like unproductive roadblocks. It's
Well, I mean, I used to get frustrated just like you, but what I've learned and how I deal with it, especially if you're dealing with this in a professional space, know that that's one thing, and this is a whole other topic. Your When you're in this professional space, your creativity, it's yours, but it's also the company's. So whatever you create, yeah, it came from you, but it
yeah,
belongs to them.
yeah,
Now, if they're not giving you the opportunity to let that creativity that you have for that project to actually be realized, then give them what they want, and
Yeah.
then salvage that idea
Yeah.
and repurpose that versus to something in your personal creative endeavors that's outside of that. So
Yeah.
that's what I do. So I have ideas. It's like, yeah, this is a great idea. We should do this. Whatever management leadership blocks it and it doesn't quite turn out how you want, I'll take that concept and find ways to apply it to something that I'm doing with, like, Label Me Other or personal stuff. So
Yeah.
it doesn't die there in that corporate world.
Yeah. Oh, that's some great advice. Really, really great advice to just switch it up and to keep it for yourself, and hey, if they don't want to see the greatness in it, yeah, just keep it
Yeah.
for your own personal endeavors.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean, because you never know. It was ultimately meant for you. It wasn't meant
yeah,
to go there. I mean, like, if that's your kind of thinking, and then and if that's the kind of vibe that you're on, what's for you is for you.
yeah, yeah, for
So
sure, for sure.
yeah, I'm learning to take a more free flowing approach to creativity and having a creative lifestyle, and I'm learning that little special moments pop up whenever I just let go and stop trying to control it.
Yeah, yeah, and that is the bane of my existence is trying to let go of
Mm-hmm.
some control. I'm just one of those people who hate to be led by indecisive people.
Oh.
People who don't know what direction to go or where they want
Yep.
to be or what, and so
Mm-hmm.
it's so hard for me to take a back seat and just let them fumble and like pick it up and fumble and pick it up and fumble. And it's like at a point you get so tired where you're like, okay, let me take this ball and I'm gonna take it to the end zone because you guys, we've been fumbling for months,
Yeah.
months,
Months, maybe years.
maybe maybe years.
Years
Yes.
dropping the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. I'm trying to get off the hamster wheel. Like, let me get off. Y'all can keep fumbling, but let me off because I'm trying to go from beginning to end and let's get something new going. So yeah, I'm learning a lot in this life, in this creative lifestyle for
Right.
sure.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Okay, so our next section is going to be our creative tribe section, and this is where we want to hear from you guys.
Mm.
If you have been living a creative lifestyle, you maybe have some input on an experience that you've gone through, or just something you want to share creatively. We'd love to hear it. So since it's our first podcast, we don't have anything just yet, but hit us up on our Instagram account, Label Me Other, or you can drop a comment below if you're watching here on YouTube.
All right. Well, there you go. Thanks, guys, for listening. If you like what we're providing here, please, head over to TikTok. That's like, as of right now, that's our headquarters. So head over to TikTok, Label Me Other, search for Label Me Other, and join our creative tribe. If you like the podcast, please make sure to give us a like and a follow. We really appreciate it. If you have any questions in the realm of content creation or how to start a creative lifestyle or anything like that, make sure you email us at labelmeother@gmail.com. So until
Yeah.
next time, guys, thanks for listening.
Thanks.